And I'll quickly snap my head up towards him. And I will say, Donovich.
No. What are you doing here? What have you come for?
I've come for your soul.
I am but a servant of the Morning Lord.
Don't lie to me in the house of the Morning Lord, you scum. I will feast upon your soul.
Hello, adventurer. This is our Curse of Strahd actual playthrough. As always, it's safe for work in a story-driven D&D campaign. If this is your first time viewing, we recommend starting on episode 1. Otherwise, stick around to be transported into the cursed lands of Barovia. Last time, the party witnessed the March of the Dead. In the march, Killian saw some of his lost family members, including his brother, who seemed to be trying to hand him an empty sword handle and guard with a missing blade. Then, they went into the church and talked to Father Donovich about many of the dealings of the town. Outside of the church, our adventurers ran into an important-looking servant of Strahd, who they quickly made an enemy of. Afterwards, they made their way back to their room in the tavern where Killian and Silas, where Zeno and Silas attempted to speak to the entity in contact with Silas. Silas and Killian then had deep conversation about loss. And that's where we're going to start our session. You all woke up the next morning. Is there anything that you would like to do before heading out for the day?
I just want to let you know that I had worked on my carving the night before.
Perfect.
Well, gentlemen, what's the plan for today?
I think we got this list from Padre Donovich. What was his name? Anyway, we can start by knocking on these doors and tracking down these missing people, hopefully.
Exciting. Well, should we get after it then?
After you.
We'll head out into the town. What does it look like?
Wait, time out.
Time out.
Is my hat of disguise finished?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I
is.
finished it.
Okay. Can we retcon a little bit of that? I forgot. Can we go back to like when the morning first started? I forgot that the hat of disguise was that. Is that okay, Tyson?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. When you two wake up, you see sitting in the corner, dressed in Silas's clothes, a man about 40, 45 maybe. He has shoulder-length salt and pepper. It's like black hair with streaks of gray. And he's got sort of a copper very, very tan skin color to him with jet black eyes and just a little bit of stubble on his face, not much. And you see him wearing Silas's hat and duster and cloak and everything.
Silas, there's a guy waiting here wearing your clothes.
Who are you, and what are you doing in our room?
Good to see you too, Zeno.
Is this what you looked like?
Yeah, I think so. I was thinking on it last night, and when I had that flashback of my family, I saw myself too.
Interesting. I like it.
Yeah, Silas says as he kind of like holds up his hands, looking at the skin and flesh that is on his arms. I haven't decided yet.
I think skin suits you.
Yeah, at least you'll be treated better. What do you want us to tell the townsfolk, that your skin grew back, or that we found some new skin for you?
How about
Yes.
for those who know us, we just keep calling me Silas, and for those who don't, we don't worry about it. As you see for the first time ever, Silas smile a little bit. He gives a little bit of a smirk, a half grin.
That's
That was
new.
interesting.
I've never seen you smile before. I mean, I
Yeah, it's a
have,
little-
but normally you're just always smiling, always baring your teeth.
I mean, I think that's more of a grimace, because there's no upturned flesh. It's just kind of like,
Yeah, no, that looks. Yeah, that's what we're
it.
used to.
That's it right there.
yeah.
Can I touch you?
You weren't even. This is magic. I'm pretty sure you'll touch bone.
I just want to see what it's like.
Okay.
I'm going to reach out and grab his arm. And then cut off his arm and sacrifice it to my witch queen.
You take 4 necrotic damage.
Oh, it still hurts.
Yeah.
And as you feel his arm, it actually like your hand kind of almost goes through the skin, and you feel bone.
If we needed to scare anybody, we could really use that to our advantage.
Yeah. I say just don't let too many people get too close.
I'm sure that won't be a problem for you.
We can do that.
Well, we got this list here from the Padre. Why don't we go knock some doors?
Let's do it. Oh, I'm so excited. More friends.
Gets up out of the chair and grabs his rifle. Heads out.
Silas, what do you call that thing?
What? This?
Yeah, your little. Have you ever told us it's a gun?
I think I've referred to them as guns before.
What is a gun? Is that like who made it?
No. I actually have no idea where the term gun comes from, but I guess the appropriate word is a firearm.
Interesting.
Yeah, because of the combustion and whatnot. Rather than like armed with a sword or armed with a bow. It's a firearm.
We'll be having this conversation on the way to
As
that
we're walking,
first
yeah.
house. Yeah.
But this one's called a rifle.
Mm-hmm.
A lever action to be more specific. And my other two are revolvers.
Fascinating.
Yeah,
And
they're
then
actually called Colts, which is named after the inventor.
Colts.
Are they called revolvers because of the revolving nature of the cylinders?
Absolutely, very astute of you, Killian. Good observation.
Very interesting.
Yep.
And did Colt make the big one too?
No, a guy by the name of Henry.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anything like that before.
Well, they're pretty common where I come from. Not many travel or do business without at least one of them at their side.
Can I shoot it?
Look,
I think
we're
you,
here.
I think you don't shoot them, Zeno. I think you arm them, like he was saying. You know what I mean?
Oh,
No, you,
maybe
you
you
can I
shoot 'em.
fire
fire
their
them.
arm?
Yes.
Yeah, you do fire them, and actually, Zeno, I think it would be good to teach you how to shoot one of these, just in case I'm
Agreed,
down and
and
you need
then-
to do it.
And then me next.
And then Killian next.
Tell you what,
Yeah.
tell you what.
Yeah.
We will set aside some ammo
Mm-hmm.
because I do have to make this stuff. It's pretty scarce, right? We'll set aside some ammo, and once we leave this town, kind of in between the next two towns we're going to, we'll do a little target practice. What do you say?
Like some weary travelers that we come across.
Nope. I was
That would
thinking maybe
be
we put
excellent.
like a bottle or
bottle?
like a tin can out to shoot at.
Well, what's the fun in that?
It's to see if you hit the target.
Well, I know, but it's more fun watching you shoot like undead zombies and stuff, you know?
Right. So how about let's practice on the inanimate, non-life-threatening objects first. That way, when the real deal happens, you'll be more likely to hit them.
Well, I don't know about you, Killian, but weary travelers don't seem that life-threatening to me.
Nope.
We're
In agreeance.
no.
And they move a lot more.
Oh,
Listen.
look, we're here.
Very squirmy.
And they move a lot more. That's
Oh.
terrible.
As you are walking and having this conversation about killing people on the road,
Okay. Okay.
there are definite people
PG-DND.
that overhear you and look very, very worried and run into their homes.
No, listen, folks. We're not.
You have the wrong idea about us.
No, you have the wrong idea about what target practice is, Zeno.
Okay, well, I'll let you teach me. We'll shoot some bottles.
That sounds great. Maybe some empty jars you have in that shell of yours.
But I like my jars. Okay, I'll spare a couple jars for the cause.
Okay, then. All right.
For the cause.
For the cause.
Oh, for the cause. All right. And I knock on the door at the house that we arrived to.
Okay. As you knock, you hear a woman's voice coming on the other end that says, "We don't want any company. Please go away."
Ma'am,
Even if
we're
we're good company.
shush. There we go. I can't shush without it not picking up. I kind of give a look at Killian and I say, "Ma'am, we're agents of Ismark. We're investigating missing persons. We only want a few moments of your time."
And the door kind of slightly cracks open, and you see an older woman looking at you, and she says, "Yes, well, what can I do for you?"
We just want to ask a few questions about the problem of the missing people here in town. Do you mind if we come in? Actually, don't answer that.
We're just gonna come in your
And-
house
and-
anyway.
And she looks at you, and it's a very fairly common thing that they practice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm blanking on the word,
Custom.
Tradition.
but no, when you're like scared of something and you believe superstition. It's a very common
Oh,
superstition.
Gotcha.
And so she kind of opens the door and kind of backs up, looking wearily at you, but because you mentioned Ismark, seems a little bit more willing to talk.
And
She
as
kinda steps
as we
aside.
enter, I do not take my hat off, even though it is good manners to take it off. I don't. I leave
Okay.
my hat on as I walk in. Ma'am, my name is Silas. Here's my partner Zeno, and this kid following us named Killian.
Pleasure to meet you.
Well, I am Namira,
Amira.
and yes. So what is it that you'd like to know about these missing people? My grandfather, is that what you're talking about?
Did he go missing in the last year?
Yes.
Whenabouts?
I mean, it was quite some time ago, but he was quite old.
Mm.
I'm not sure if it was necessarily a case of a monster in the night, or he just wandered off in the woods. He had a tendency to do that.
Ah, I see. When did you first notice people starting going missing? Or was your grandpa kind of the first that you really took notice to?
Well, I mean, many people go missing. Some close, some not. But it did kind of pick up about, I don't know, maybe a few months ago. I guess maybe more, where I
Okay.
started noticing that it was fairly regularly. Some people who would, I'd see around town, see in the church, just around. No one that I necessarily knew until my grandfather. But yeah, I'm not too sure.
Did
Do
people
you
start
think
going
that there's
missing
something going
sometime
on in the
around
town?
the? Do you think some people started going missing near the time when the wine wasn't
No,
coming
that
in?
was a few weeks ago. Like
Oh.
maybe just a week, 2 weeks.
Oh, gotcha. Much sooner than I thought. Gotcha.
But
Is there anybody, you say a few people you saw around, is there anybody specifically, any notable person that you know of that has gone missing?
there was just a few days ago that there was a man who went missing kind of near the square. His name was Gregor.
That's right.
He
Do you know his family
He
at
went
all?
missing just a few days ago. No, he didn't have any that were still here in the village. But his home is right by the square. He was fairly well known, active member of the congregation.
At the church.
It was. Mm-hmm.
Or
That's where I saw him mostly.
does that mean that
a
you
few.
yourself are an active parishioner?
Yeah, I try to. I mean, I don't go every week or anything, but I do try to visit there. I believe that it's good for Morale. Good
Hmm.
faith.
What sort of things do Father Donovich do? Does he just hold services, or does he hold confessionaries? Does he travel? Does he himself go about in the town, or does he mostly stay in his cloister?
I mean, he's a very well-known man in this town, and similar to someone like Ismark, everyone knows who he is. He plays an active role in life. Every time somebody is sick or dying, he's there to um help with the preservations and everything with the bodies. But come to think of it, we haven't had many funerals as of recently. But
Whoa, what do you mean by that?
I mean, we used to have them quite often, but I believe that as far as the ones that I know, that the burgomaster, may the morning lord watch over him, that he is the first open funeral that we've had in the town. I mean, I'm sure that there's others that have been there. I haven't heard of any, but I don't think that has anything to do with anything.
Was your grandfather active in the church as well?
Well, my grandfather was interesting. He was one of the hollows, and so he didn't have much faith and or emotion, but we still loved him. He was more of a wanderer.
What's a hollow?
The hollows, they're people that are you new to this place? I mean, you're new to the
Very.
village, but interesting. Well, legend has it that this place traps you here, and it traps your souls, and some of us believe that your souls cannot leave, but sometimes there's bodies that are born without them, and we call them hollows. But they usually don't have much emotion. I mean, the man at the tavern, he's a hollow.
Eric?
Yes.
How can you tell the difference between someone that's a hollow and someone that's not?
Well, they just don't show much emotion. They usually do the same thing over and over. But they're still good people. My grandfather was a good man, but he was not one to be active in many things beside his job in his family and his life, but
Was there a funeral for your grandfather?
well, it was difficult. We never found a body, and I just assumed he wandered off. We had a service just in our home. Father Donovich came, and we had a little thing for those who wanted to come, but there was no reason to go up to the church or anything. Well, do you have any other questions? I do have tasks that I need to get to.
We thank you for answering what we have asked, and I believe that's it. As I look at Zeno and Killian.
Yes, thank you for your time, and may your grandfather's soul rest in peace.
He didn't have a soul, Zeno.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Have a good day.
As we leave, before I duck out of the doorway, I'm gonna turn around. And I'm gonna take a gold piece out of my pocket and like flick it with my thumb over at her.
And she kind of fumbly grabs it and is shocked. She looks down at this and is like, "Oh my goodness, thank you.
Don't take it to the
This-
store. That general store is nothing but a scammer." And I give her a wink, and then I shut the door behind me as I leave.
Okay."
Well, what did we gain from that? What stood out to you two?
Stood out to me was when she mentioned that there's people without a soul. I find that really interesting, and I'm gonna have to start testing.
Have I
I
ever...
wonder.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was
Zeno.
just gonna ask Tyson, have I ever heard of a hollow?
Roll me a history check.
Okay. It is +4, 8. Nope. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong number. That's 5.
5.
Hey, I was gonna say, I thought you said +4, not +7.
Yeah, no, I was looking. I
Um,
wasn't scrolled all the way to the bottom.
Okay. I mean, not really. You've heard of things like golems or like raising
Yeah,
zombies and things like that
but no
that are like
soulless.
alive but don't really have souls, but you've never heard of like a person
Interesting.
that would just be born without a soul.
It is very fascinating. I don't know how that would work. I feel like a soul is very essential to living.
Yeah. I wonder if it is hollows that are going missing.
Potentially.
I should have asked if Gregor was a hollow or not. Who do you
Maybe-
think would know information like that?
I bet Eric might.
I mean, do they recognize other hollows, or do they just believe them to be themselves, you know?
And I wonder if a hollow is just a superstition that these people have of
Perhaps.
somebody who's not active in a church.
Do you think that hollows exist, Silas?
I kind of raised my eyebrows at Killian. Are you saying that I'm a hollow kid?
I know you're
I'm just
not.
asking what your opinion is.
Because, yes, I am hollow.
In a,
As I kind of stick my hand through my own.
in a
chest.
different sense, though. You
I
wouldn't
don't
be
know.
you wouldn't be here if you didn't have a soul.
I mean, maybe.
I know so.
Or maybe I'm here because I don't have a soul.
Potentially, but you did at one point. Otherwise,
like
you
to
wouldn't
think
have been
so.
able to bargain.
That's fair. What are you saying? I sold my soul?
Not necessarily. I don't think you sold your soul, but it's a good bargaining chip in a time of need.
Well, I think you
Just
can. I think,
hollow by trade? Is that what you're saying he is, Zeno?
I'm saying that he's hollow in the physical sense, but I don't think he's sold his soul. Though, it could be up for grabs. Which is so exciting.
Just gonna ask if that excited you, but
Yeah, very
you
much.
just told me straight up. All right.
Yes.
Okay, let's go ask Eric. See if he knew if Grego was a hollow or not.
To Eric. We make our way to the tavern. The bloody vine. What is it? Don't tell me.
Blood of
Don't.
the vine.
Ah, Tyson.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
That was close.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm sorry. I need to let you use your notes more.
I have so many notes. It's okay.
I'm working on it.
It's all good. It's all good.
And it was crossed out. It used to
I'm
be
just not
what?
used to playing with people. Just used to playing with people that don't take many notes.
I don't. Let me see if I have it.
It used to be what of the vine, but it's
I don't
crossed
think
out
I
in that
wrote
blood
that
of the vine.
down.
All right, Tyson, now you
well,
can
I'm not
chime
going
in.
to tell you.
Oh, all right.
That's okay.
I read the
Just
sign as I
kidding.
go in.
No, let me. Yeah. Let me look it up. I forget.
Oh, probably. Fruit
I'm
of
pretty
the vine.
sure that it was. So it's blood on the vine,
Mm.
and it used to be blood of
Of the vine.
the
Gotcha.
vine.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Okay. We go in.
Oh, are you so excited to
Okay.
see what it looks like inside?
I guess
Well, you should be.
as I walk through. Are they like saloon doors, like the double doors, or are they like just like a regular door?
Like
No,
a
they're like a
boring
regular door.
A
Okay.
regular door.
Yeah,
Boring, no good door.
boring door. And as you walk in, as always, Eric is just cleaning up. Kind of going around cleaning up.
Eric,
And he kind of looks up at you and he says, "Yes."
what comes to mind when I say the word hollow?
I mean, what do you mean? There's a lot of meanings for hollow.
Fair enough. In the context of a person, do you know anybody that would be given that description?
And he kind of looks at you and he says, "Well, some believe that some are born without souls. Here in Barovia, it's pretty common. What's it to you?"
Was Gregor one of those?
Gregor, the old man who just
Went
just
missing.
disappeared a few days ago.
Yeah.
I don't believe he was. He always seemed pretty happy to me.
Do you know anybody else who's gone missing this last year?
I mean, it's hard to tell who goes missing, who gets zombified. You know, there's lots of stuff that goes on in this town. But you know, if I were you, I'd probably start with Gregor.
Do you know where his house is?
Yes, it's just right up the road. And he kind of points out the window. Let me pull up the map again. And he kind of points out the door, which is again E2.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Well, you just go up this road right
Mhm.
there, and his home is third house on your left.
Okay.
So this black one right there.
Next to Mad Mary's.
Yes, it's next to Mary's.
All right. Much obliged.
Eric, I have one question, a bit personal if you don't mind.
Yes, what?
Do you have a soul?
And he kind of looks at you and he says, you know, sometimes I don't know. Because I believe that even though I may not have been born with one, I still have something. Don't know what it is, but I've got something.
It's an excellent answer. I hope you have a wonderful day.
You as well.
As we leave the tavern, Silas, Killian, sometimes I wonder if I have a soul. Am I a hollow?
I knock on his shell. Does it make a hollow sound?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you,
No.
bud, but that shell's pretty darn hollow.
I've been lying to myself my whole life.
What is exposed out of your shell?
Like on my body,
Mm-hmm.
my arms, my legs, and my neck.
No part of your chest?
No, not really.
Okay.
You could see probably like the top clavicle, you know, where it's kind of hanging down on my shoulders, but not too much of my chest.
Okay. And then I knock on that part of your chest.
It's a little squishy. It is.
Why did you have to say that?
You go to knock and it's just like
It sticks a little bit.
Gross. Oh. Silas kind of like wipes his hand and he says, I was going to say something uplifting about the fact that did sound hollow, but that was just absolutely off-putting. I don't know what you got in there, Zeno, and I frankly don't know if you even have a heart or if any organ that works. But I think you have a soul.
And I appreciate that. I might not have any more original organs, but
Okay, I just walk away right when you say
I'm
that.
joking. I'm joking.
Zeno,
Yes.
I'm not so sure. I haven't run enough tests yet, but I'll let you know what the results come out to be.
Ooh, interesting.
And then Killian takes out a notebook and he writes in notes on hollows. May or may not know if they have a soul.
Hmm.
And then it says self-aware ? Silas ? In denial ?
Another question.
All right, and as you're walking up this road, you again hear just this sobbing coming from this house that you are well aware is the home of Mad Mary.
I look to Zeno. Do we question her if she saw anything coming to the house when Gregor disappeared, or we check out his house first?
I think we just go to his house first, honestly. I don't know how to help her.
Yeah, me neither. And I honestly don't know if we can help her, but she might have information if we don't get anything from Gregor's house. Let's see if we can ask her something.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Is Gregor's door locked?
You see that it appears to kind of be intact. There doesn't seem to be anything, especially being that half of these homes are boarded up. This is definitely not boarded up.
I check the door. Is the door locked or unlocked?
And it kind of sticks for a little bit, and then it and just opens right up.
Okay. As I do it, I'm gonna pull out my revolver, cock it. I'm gonna
Okay.
prepare a reaction. I'm gonna shoot at anything that moves.
Something jumps out behind the door. No, just kidding.
I shoot it.
And as you enter this home, you see that it's nicer than some of these homes that you've been in, but it's nothing spectacular. It's a one-level home
Mm-hmm.
that appears to have been lived in by kind of an older person. There's some picture frames here, there's some furniture, but the biggest thing that you notice is that a lot of the furniture in the middle appears to be tipped over. And the rug that they're sitting on is kind of turned, and it almost appears like, someone might have come in and gone through the place, or there was some sort of struggle or something. Like there was something that happened in this home that has knocked over all this furniture and some items as well.
I have a question, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of these pictures of Gregor?
Yeah, you find one, and it's kind of a very sketchy depiction of a man and a woman, and maybe a child that they all appear very young. And then you see another picture, kind of the same thing, very simple, of an older gentleman that you can kind of assume would be
Gregor.
this Gregor person.
Okay.
Well, should we start combing around?
Sure.
Okay, so what would everybody like to do? I would like to. You can either be as specific as you want or as non-specific as you want. But essentially, I kind of want to run it more as a skill challenge. So, each of you will get a check that you have, and everyone can only use the skill once. So if Silas is like, I want to run an investigation check, then that's going to be it. And then Zeno can't run an investigation check or whatnot. So just
Okay.
kind of
Gotcha.
What's
switch
everybody's
things up, keep it a
investigation?
little bit more exciting.
I got a +4. You probably have the highest, Killian.
I probably do.
I have 0 investigation.
Gotcha. I will handle the investigation.
Humor me, Tyson.
Yeah, get creative, honestly. Yeah.
Could Silas roll? Specifically, he's seeing if there was a struggle that happened here.
Mm-hmm.
Could a survival roll cover that? And
love
I
it.
would excuse it by saying that maybe Silas has been in enough fights that he can see if someone's struggling to,
Yeah, or I
survive,
mean, you could be
basically.
looking for tracks or whatever, because it's
Scuff-
survival. Yeah.
scuff marks or drag marks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
love it.
All right. What you got, Zeno?
You two.
Unless I took your survival. Do you have good survival?
No, you're good. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do.
Okay. Gillian.
Yeah.
Age before beauty.
All right. I would like to I don't, the only specific thing that I wanted to check was if there were any signs of forced entry.
Okay. So you kind of look at the door. Do you
And
have...
windows.
Mm-hmm. Are you proficient in carpenter's tools?
I'm not. Wait.
He's proficient in every tool as a artificer, I thought.
Is he at a third level?
Or maybe not.
I'm not sure actually.
We
Yeah,
should find
he
that
might.
out.
Yeah, I know he has a tool that can change into different tools at a certain level. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
I don't think I have proficiency in every single tool. I have have a lot of tool proficiencies, and unfortunately, I did not take carpentry. But
Okay.
I might be.
Well-
I might still get like. I might be able to add like my proficiency to. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd
do
have to
like
check
a-
into it.
Well, I mean, do like tinker's tools or even like smithing tools as you're looking at the locks and the mechanisms. Yeah.
We'll
the
do yeah, sure, the
hinges.
Tinker's tool. I was just gonna go with the investigation check if that was all right. But we can like flavorly we can say that I'm using like my Tinkerer's tools and
Okay.
pulling out some magnifying glasses and such.
Okay. Just kind of want to get the juices flowing. You know. Plus, it's not super exciting to just roll a bunch of investigation checks.
Yeah. Do you want me to
But-
go ahead and roll? Do you?
Yeah, you're for
Yeah, you go first.
And what is this gonna be for investigation or what? What is it for exactly? So that way I
Yeah,
know.
whatever you'd like.
Here, I don't want to add my. If I'm going to use my investigation, I would much rather it be a much more broad thing than just like specifically one thing. Because, I mean, if the answer is no, then that doesn't really help me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it
Well,
does,
you-
and you know it's no.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
You
you
know
could.
there wasn't a break-in.
Yeah, you could have it be a broad thing because Silas is kind of doing like if there was a struggle, and if there's a struggle, then there was
Yeah.
probably a
Yeah.
Break-in.
potentially, but that might not
mean,
be true.
it would be
could be
valuable to
something
us
that they could.
To know if there was forced entry or not, right?
Yeah,
Because if it wasn't forced
Mhm.
entry, then that implies if there was a struggle,
they knew
the
them.
person knew whoever came
Yeah,
in.
I was just about to say that.
So even though it is specific, it will still help us even if it's a no.
I would like to know in my investigation. I would like to know how long it's been since he's been gone. Since like this happened. Since this event that
Okay.
occurred.
ahead
Whether
and
that's
roll.
like whether it's like checking for like the amount of dust that's accumulated on stuff. I don't know. But
Yeah, go ahead and roll. And if you roll high, I'll tack on more information.
13.
With the 13, you kind of are looking at the doors and the windows and everything, and you know, all the windows seem to be intact. The locks are all on, and the door, there doesn't seem to be much sign of a break-in. You don't see the lock doesn't even appear to have been activated. The chains on by the door are still intact and almost put to the side, right? And so everything seems to kind of check out. As far as how long ago it was, I mean, everyone's kind of told you that, you know, it was about 5 or 6 days before you guys came here that it kind of happened. I mean, so you just know that because Ismark said it and some other people have said it in the past.
Gotcha.
All right. Meanwhile, I'm walking around looking for scuff marks and drag marks and the upturned furniture to see if there was a struggle. So is I'm okay to roll survival?
Yeah, I love it.
19.
Jeez.
19. And real quick, before I go into it, Zeno, what is it that you're going to be doing?
So I want to pull out a bunch of incense, kind of sit down in one of the corners and pull out my Ouija board. And I want to try and hopefully make a performance check to ask one question,
Okay.
if possible.
Okay. So let me explain what Silas finds.
Okay.
So Silas, as you're kind of looking on the ground, kind of looking at this mess of furniture, you notice a few things. The first thing that stands out is there is kind of a pool of blood. It's very faint, but there is a little pool of blood, and next to it you see a broken candlestick that out of the corners as well. And there kind of appears to be obvious signs of struggle with the furniture, and there's a shoe print, like
Really?
like in a gymnasium, you know
Yeah.
how they get the skids.
Street, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of, you see one of those over by the rug. But
Mm.
yeah. And Zeno, go ahead and roll me a check. You wanted religion?
Performance.
Performance. Perfect.
Okay. 22.
Nice.
Okay. And go ahead and explain what this ritual looks like and what question you'd like to ask.
I will pull out my incense and start putting them into on the floor and lighting them, and pull up my little Ouija board and ask was whatever happened to Gregor done by somebody that we've met?
Ooh, that's specific.
That's a very good question.
And it's a yes
So
or a
as-
no, so hopefully that's favorable.
As you kind of sit there and you hold the little token, and you let the spirits kind of speak to you, these whispers that you hear, your hand begins to move, and to your surprise does not go to a yes or no, but it begins to spell out, check the rug. As your hands kind of move around in this 3-word sentence.
I'll snap out of my trance and... Well, that doesn't even make sense. I asked if the spirits, if this was done by somebody that we have met in the town, and it told me to check the rug.
I just walk over and start looking at the rug.
I'm just sitting there scratching my head, looking at
What is-
looking at the bottom of my Ouija with this thing. I don't even think this thing is working.
It's broken. I'll look over the rug and see if there's anything out of the ordinary.
And as you're kind of looking in this rug, you do feel with your hand, kind of as you're finding this thing out, you feel a small bump, as if there's something under the rug.
All right, I lift the rug, see what's underneath.
And you see this necklace, this very elegant gold and white jeweled necklace that has little triangles and points all forming around it, and coming at the peak of this long chain is a symbol of the rising sun.
Nice. I take it. Well, I don't take it. I hold it up. And I say, well, I think someone's missing this.
Killian, did you drop that?
I was just about to say
No.
that.
Nope. Does it look mechanical in nature?
I mean, you could roll for it, but not necessarily.
Yeah.
But if you'd like to kind of further investigate it, you're more than welcome.
I would love to investigate it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a Smith's school check.
There we go.
Nice.
That would be a 24 plus 2.
Okay. As you're looking over this, you see that this necklace is old. It appears to be kind of an ancient, almost this relic, right? You can tell that it was made by a great smith, and that it is obviously a symbol, a token of the Morning Lord that would be passed down from clergy to clergy as almost kind of like a rite of passage, right? And you, with your keen eye, you notice on the back of this, almost where the clasps are, you see a small symbol that you recognize as your family's crest.
What? You did it.
We don't know
I'm
this
the
guy.
murderer. All right.
Silas, where'd you find that?
Under the rug?
Oh, of course. Check the rug. I was reading way too much into that.
What did you think check the rug meant?
Well, I don't know. I thought maybe there was an establishment here called Check the Rug or something. You know, the rug. It could be interpreted a lot of different ways, but good.
Not really. It's pretty, straightforward.
Well, I'm glad that you were here to help me decipher it. So what does that mean
Silas,
then?
Can I see that necklace?
Sure.
Thank you very much. This is quite beautiful. This was...
Thanks.
crafted by really talented people.
Yeah.
Really, really talented craftsmen. Talented craftsmanship.
Is he boasting?
Why? It's just a necklace. I mean, it's a pretty necklace. I don't know what you're getting at, Killian. You're being weird.
I'm just saying that it was crafted well, and I appreciate it.
Cool. Can I have it back?
Why are you acting so weird?
He
Did
has-
you have
he-
something
he-
to do with
you,
this?
You definitely see Killian hesitate.
Uh,
100%.
Kid, what's up? You're acting strange, kid.
I just also found it interesting that my family's crest is on the back.
Yeah, that is interesting. Why don't you lead with that?
Do you have any relatives that live here still?
His dead brother, dude. Come on.
Well, that-
At the moment, I don't know. I mean, my family kind of comes in and out of Barovia quite often, so
My first-
our craftsmanship's probably all over the place.
My first thought was it belonged to Father Donovich. I mean, he didn't seem to have a symbol on him, and when I
Yes,
asked him for one, he didn't give me one. So I wonder if this came off in the struggle. Not to say that it's not part of your family lineage, kid. Maybe you're right. Maybe someone way back when came in, gave it to him or whatnot.
They could have traded it.
Yeah. Or maybe it's been passed. Hold on a second. Has your family always worshipped the Morning Lord?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Did
long
that
as I can
worship
remember.
start before or after they left Barovia?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you. I assume that they've always worshipped the Morning Lord, but yeah.
Because what if people here didn't until your family showed up and was missionaries to them?
Oh, they brought the gospel here.
Yeah.
I see.
And this is one of those relics. Well, I figure there's only one way to find out. You want to go talk to Brother Donovich about this?
I think that's a great idea. I wanted to stop
Absolutely.
in anyways.
I have a bit of a crazy idea.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much information we'll get just by talking to him like this. But you can change the way you look, right, Zeno?
Yes.
I was thinking you or I could go in looking like a ghostly version of Gregor. Sort of a poltergeist of sorts. And we can tell, hopefully by his reaction, if he was the one who indeed was Gregor's demise. I never did ask, Killian. You were checking them doors. Was there forced entry?
There wasn't, which leads me to believe that the person that did this and scuffled with Gregor would have been known by him.
Yeah.
Could have possibly come in as a friendly guise.
Yeah, and he seemed to be pretty religious. And I point out the pool of blood on the ground of the broken candlestick. And whoever it was whom he knew likely killed him and or at least incapacitated him here before moving the body somewhere else. What do you say, Zeno? You up
Ooh.
for a little spook?
Sure, why not?
All right. And I'm going to take the picture of Old Man Gregor with us.
And if that doesn't work, I can always leave one of my tokens in after we leave.
What do you mean?
Well, you know how I give you a tooth sometimes.
Yeah, I hate it. Yeah.
Well, I can...
You just sometimes give him teeth, Zeno?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
you don't.
Exactly. See
What?
how weird that is, Zeno? See how strange that sounds?
Or maybe to you two, but that's only 3 opinions on it. Felix didn't mind.
Hmm.
I point to Killian. I say, "You're magic, right? You know magic?
Yeah, I know magic.
Normal or really, really freaking weird to give people teeth?"
Oh, definitely like a 7.5. Like, I mean, I've heard definitely some weird stuff. It makes sense, you know, having arcane focuses and, you know, components to spells, but that doesn't make it not weird.
It's more of a, it's not really a focus. It's more like I can talk to
He
somebody
just does it
through
for fun.
it.
He just pulls teeth and gives them out like candy.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
It's so off-putting.
or I can also look through it.
Wait, you can talk through those things?
Yeah, that's why I always give it to you in case we get split up.
That's why I've just been tossing them in the dirt.
Why do you think he was giving them
Silas.
to you, Silas?
No wonder you haven't gotten any of my messages.
Well, yeah. Look, listen. Weird, creepy ragdoll gives you a tooth. You put it in your pocket and hope to hear from him later? No, you
Yes.
throw that on the ground.
I thought
Toss it away.
No. Gets rid of the mystery, if you ask me.
Well,
Not
now
even a
that
little
I
bit curious why he would give you
now
teeth.
that I know, Zeno, now that
Mhm.
I know, buddy, all right, I will be happy to receive any tooth you may disgustingly hand to me.
Excellent. But yes, if we
Great.
don't want to, if it's not effective and we don't get anything out of him, we could always leave the tooth and either check in after we leave, hopefully catching him saying something under his breath, or check in later at night when he knows he's alone.
I like it. Let's go catch us a priest.
We'll make our way to the church.
And while we're doing so, put down in the comments the creepiest thing your spellcaster has ever done in a campaign. Or any other spellcaster you've played with.
Yep.
And like and subscribe.
Yeah.
I love how you have, I think you've given out 2 or 3 of those teeth
Mhm.
and you've never used them once. You just are handing out teeth
Yep.
for
Yep.
no reason,
And that's
seemingly.
what Silas is like.
That is
why?
hilarious. Yeah,
Hey, but it made for
I
good
didn't even think about
role-playing.
that. Yeah, no, it did. I just think that's hilarious.
It's just
Alright.
the same tooth.
Same.
It comes back every long rest.
Zeno, should we wait until dark? Maybe dusk?
Well, which plan do we want to go with?
I,
I'm always up
You
for a
want-
good spook.
me too. Should we do that one first and do the tooth as sort of a fallback?
Let's do it.
All right, you want to do the spooking? You want me to?
I think I can handle it.
All right.
Ooh, I'm so excited.
And I show him the picture of Gregor. I'm pretty sure this is the guy. So maybe if you make yourself green too, that might lead him to believe you're really, really gone, or maybe you just make him a spectral version of this. But here you go.
I will take it.
And
s-
again, it's fairly crude drawing, and it's just of his head. But
Good thing ghosts don't
It-
have to be specific.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I will make it just look like I'm wearing ghostly robes, you know, tattered, no hands showing, no feet. Make it look like I'm hovering. And
hey,
just the image of his head, but I want it to look a little distorted, a little unnatural.
hey,
And I think, are we waiting till dark for this? Or are we
I
doing
think
it
we
just right
should.
now?
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
you
wait till
definitely
like
gotta wait till dark.
dusk,
Yeah.
right when the sun's setting.
hey.
Yeah.
We definitely
I
get like
agree.
a +1 to intimidation at night whenever you use a ghost to spook someone.
Spooky time.
do you have like prestidigitation or minor illusion or anything like that?
I do not.
I have prestidigitation.
You could like make it smell like sulfur
Ooh.
or like
Have,
chains
the
rattling or
chains,
something
yes,
like.
that's what I was going
Yeah,
for. The
like
chains.
Chains are great.
Okay.
Or like the like the chain and like the dragging of like the heavy ball that like
Yeah.
at the end of the chain they would have on like prisoners so they couldn't run away.
Can't you like
Yeah.
slam doors and stuff and like put out flames with prestidigitation?
I don't know about
thaumaturgy
slam.
is the
That's
flames.
thaumaturgy.
Dang it, yeah, that's thaumaturgy. I
Yeah.
forgot. Okay. Thaumaturgy, yeah, you can like move things, but prestidigitation is like visual effects.
Yeah. They're very similar,
Yeah.
but with both of them, basically you can do whatever you want, small wise. But okay. So you guys kind of just bum around for the rest of the day, and as it starts like getting a little dark, around 5 or 6 o'clock, the sun begins to set behind or what would be the sun begins to set behind the mountains.
All right, Zeno,
I'm ready.
this is your cue. We're like hiding behind a bush or something, kind of in front of the church.
Okay,
So what's the plan?
I will cast disguise self. And can I give myself bardic?
Yeah.
But
Pretty sure, yeah.
I can't guide
Yep.
myself.
Huh.
I don't think I can guide
Can you
myself.
not?
I don't feel like I can for
Is
some
the
reason.
target?
The target is a willing
Yeah.
creature, then you
If it-
can.
I'm pulling it
Yeah.
up right now. One willing creature. I am willing.
So yeah, you're good.
Okay.
One consensual creature.
So I will cast this disguise self, and I will go up to the doors. Do they pull or push?
Whatever you want. More
Push.
thematic.
I want push.
Okay.
So
Or
I will
push.
I will slam into these doors as hard as I can.
Okay.
Could I have found a thin piece of metal during the day of walking that I can like wiggle? So it's like a yeah, yeah,
What else? Like SpongeBob?
yeah. I'm just kidding. I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. Only if it would help. If it wouldn't help, then no.
I'm sure. I mean, whatever. Yeah. If you wanna find some metal, or you could go buy some for cheap or whatever you want to do.
Will it help or hurt? Is the question I'm asking.
I mean,
You'll just be doing
I
it.
don't know. Yeah, it'll just be more for flavor.
Yeah.
But
Silas spent the entire in like a fever.
that's what you spent the day like
yeah.
looking for.
Silas was like
Okay.
earnestly looking for it. Like, guys, I have like the best thing that will help with this. It's just like a scrap piece of metal.
Love
like,
it.
Yeah, you find like some like on a house, like an
Yeah.
old boarded up house. You find a
It's
piece of like
like
just
the
like a
roof, you
sheet
know?
of like rusted metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be
Okay.
great. Okay, sorry. I am absolutely
Okay.
doing that, by the way.
So as I slam these doors open, I'll kind of have my head tilted down and start floating in. Do I see Donovich?
Yes, you see Donovich, the same place that he was when you came in before. He is at the altar, and he appears to have been praying. But as you slam these doors open, his head shoots up and he sees this figure. Now,
As
I'm going to hold off on a roll here.
Okay.
So, yeah, go ahead and describe what you'd like to do.
Okay, so as I get to this point, I'll stop and I'll quickly snap my head up towards him and I will say, Donovich, why did you betray me? Why did you make me suffer? And I'll get a little bit closer. Confess to me what you've done. Let me be at peace. We got one. We got one to come through. It was just like,
It's just one little.
I know, and he was like, why have you betrayed me?
I found this. I found it in my office. I can't get it to come through very well. All right, that's it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, Zeno. Go ahead and roll me a... I'm torn. Performance, intimidation, or... I don't know. Yeah. Performance or intimidation?
they're the
we'll
same
go with.
for me, so
Okay, perfect.
I'll go for intimidation.
Okay.
Plus my bardic, which is a d6, plus my guidance.
We'll roll first in case you don't need it necessarily.
Okay.
Plus the sound of wiggling metal.
Okay, hold on. Let me
With
restart.
disadvantage.
With disadvantage. No, why is this? Okay. Hit the wrong button. Plus 6.
Nice.
So that's a 23. I think I'll just keep it.
You see that Father Donovich looks terrified. You see that the blood drains from his body. And he looks at this figure and he says, No. It can't be you.
What are you doing here? What have you come for?
I've come
What?
for your soul. Seeing as how you took mine. And I'll take a step closer.
But it can't be you. You. No, it just can't.
And he's just kind of, he's in this just all out just flutter as he is just feared, and he's on the ground kind of crawling away from you.
But you had nothing. What? Why?
I'm not the one who needs to answer. Why did you do this to me? What did you have to gain from killing poor old Gregor?
It was. But it was okay. Everything was fine, and then it all went out of control. It's not my fault. It's him. It's the devil. It's the devil's fault. He was the one who forced my hand to do what I have done. It can't be me. I am but a servant of the morning, Lord. It can't fall upon me. The sins must be upon him. He's the one.
Don't lie to me in the house of the Morning Lord, you scum. I will feast upon your soul if you don't tell me why. What purpose did I serve?
You see that he starts to just sweat as he just looks terrified. And then you hear coming from behind you, "Father, I'm starving." Coming from one of the rooms behind you.
And he says, "No, Doru, no, it was all for good. I swear it was for good cause. It's because of Strahd. He's the one."
And then I want you to roll me. I want you to roll me another check. You've already got him on the ropes. I just want to see how much that in this state he'll be able to give you.
22. I'll use my guidance. So 24.
And you see that as he hears the sound, the screaming coming from behind you, this "Father, I'm starving," you see that he begins to cry. And he looks up at you, this figure, this ghostly form, and he says, "I have sinned. It's not for me. It's for my son. Doru, you can hear his voice. I hear it all night for so long. I couldn't stand it anymore. I couldn't stand listening to his screams. He came back to me. After Strahd ravished the party that went up, he came back, but it wasn't Doru anymore. And I couldn't stand his cries, and so I began to feed him. And at first I didn't know who, I didn't know how. But it just got out of hand. But I had to for my son. You must understand. It was the devil Strahd, it wasn't me. I wouldn't choose this. It was him. He did this.
As he finishes, I would like to drop disguise self.
Father Donovich, that's a very touching story. And while I do understand, or can at least empathize with a father's love, you are the monster. who decided to keep him around. Those sins are on you, not Strahd. Don't play games and pass the blame to the big bad lord of this land.
You see a variety of emotions flow through this man's face as he goes from terror to sad to shock to disgust to everything that you could think of as you show your true form. And then you see confusion. And then confusion turns to anger. And then anger turns to sad and worry. And he says, "Just don't hurt him. Don't hurt Doru. Please."
Father, I highly suggest that you go tell Ismark everything that's happened here, and that you take accountability for your choices and your actions.
And I want to cast suggestion on him.
Okay.
So, wisdom saving throw, I believe. Yeah. 14 DC.
And he fails.
Yes.
Now go straight there. Don't stop for anyone, and tell Ismark all that you know.
And he kind of looks at you, almost confused at what he's feeling and what he's saying. He says, "I will go and tell Ismark everything."
That's a good holy man now, isn't it?
And I'll put my arm around him as we walk back towards the front doors.
And as you're walking, he's kind of in this trance now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He kind of turns to you and he says, "Just don't hurt Doru." And then he
I
kind of
won't lay a finger on him. No need to worry, Father.
and you guys begin to walk towards the door.
And as we get towards the front of the door,
Our good father here is going to go up to Ismark's, cleanse his soul. He's fine to leave.
Father Donovich, before you go, I have a question to ask you. Where did you get this? And I pull up the necklace that has my family's crest engraved on it.
Kind of looks at you in this trance-like state, and he says, "That was mine, given to me by my teacher, and him from his. It is as old as this land. I must have lost it." And then he kind of continues on as he heads up the road to Ismark's house.
I take
What
it
are
it worked pretty well.
Immensely, he told me everything. Apparently, his son is locked in one of these rooms and came back to him after his little troop went up to meet Strahd. And his son mentioned that he was starving.
And just then, almost right on cue, you hear the voice again. Father, I'm starving! Father!
Well, I never explicitly said we wouldn't hurt him. I just said I wouldn't lay a hand on him. But I think
Well.
this needs to be dealt with, and whether we want to do it now or after Ismark knows the truth, I leave that up to the group.
Well, as hungry as he is, as I hold up my gun and I cock it, let's see if he'll eat some lead.
Excellent plan, by the way, Silas. That worked like a charm.
Did you hear? Did you hear the metal?
Yeah, it was
Spooky, right?
Very spooky.
ominous, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
Yeah.
It's very ingenuitive of you.
Uh-huh.
Thanks. Yeah, who knew a piece of metal could be so effective in spooking someone?
Yes, it was definitely the metal that got him. I was like being all ghostly, and then he was like, what's that noise?
He's like, ghosts, whatever.
Your soul
Well, now we
being
know.
forfeit.
Yeah, crazy. It's just metal, too. Like, you think it's like, ethereal or something like that. Nope.
Mhm.
It could be good metal, rusted metal, any kind of metal, really. It's flat.
Well, what do we do about... I mean, obviously we need to get rid of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
How do we want to go about this? Should we set an
I don't know.
ambush?
I mean, he's locked in a room. I don't know if we can ambush him that well.
Well, we could open the door.
That's fair. I wonder if he's chained up in any way or if it's sort of he'll come out and attack us if we open the door. I'll follow your leads,
I do have to say, if the boys met Strahd, we could get some kind of information on him from this boy.
Perhaps.
From the sounds of it, I don't know if he's the talking type, seeing as how Father Donovich was killing people and bringing them here to feed to his son.
Please, Father!
When he says that
I'm
time,
starving!
can I tell what room it is?
Yeah.
I want to try and listen in.
Yeah, where are you standing? Are you out by the door then?
Yes, I actually would be by the front door. Sorry. I'd be like right
Okay.
here.
So you hear that it is 100% coming from this room.
Right here. Okay.
Yeah, on
First door on the right.
first door on the right.
I don't blame Donovich for feeding him. That noise, that is grating on the ears.
Well, I mean, Donovich could have done what he should have, which is put him out of his misery.
I agree with you.
But instead, innocent people died.
Yep, and now it's our turn to clean up the mess, and I'll crack my knuckles a little too far.
All right, I'm going to step
Killian.
back a step.
How do you feel about opening that door?
No problem. Is it locked?
If it is, we can deal with it.
I jiggle the handle. Jiggle, jiggle. Very discreetly.
It is definitely locked.
Do you want to take care of it, or would you like me to?
Oh, I got it. Mechanically, I take out my thieves' tools to pick the lock, but thematically,
I pull out a gun.
Little pack
Yeah,
of
I'll just-
C4, stick right on that.
There you go.
kick the door down. I'm just gonna, let's see.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Promise.
Put it down.
I'm putting it down. It's out of
Oh man. What can I add to this, Tyson? All I did was add my proficiency bonus. Do I get to add like?
Dexterity.
I can add my dexterity.
Yeah, to Thieves' Tools, I'm pretty sure you get add Dex.
Okay, cool. Then I got an 8. Probably doesn't unlock the door, but.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of sit and play around with this lock, but you don't really seem to be able to open it up.
I shoot the lock.
No, hold on.
That was really close to my hand, Silas.
Yep.
I
that's
could
the
have lost
one
a
reason-
finger.
That's absolutely one reason why I shoot the lock.
Hey, go ahead and roll me
Like
a...
other members of my party want to keep my fingers.
I have a solution. I shoot it.
I shoot the lock.
I also got an 8.
It doesn't open.
I'm
Please,
just.
Yeah,
please just have Zeta
so-
do it.
So as you shoot, it just kind of off and
Just ricochets.
the lock kind of wiggles.
Killian looks back and he goes,
Okay. Are we done playing games now? And I'll snap my fingers and cast knock on this door.
Okay. And you kind of hear a loud, kind of almost like a metal on metal screeching as this loud noise reverberates, but the lock clicks open and falls.
You could have done that this whole time, and yet you chose to break the chest with your shell.
I think you should have used your shell again.
It's more fun.
I agree.
As is shooting it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
All right, same old, same old. You swing the door open. I'll start us off. As I
Sound-
cycle my lever action again.
Sounds wonderful to me. Killian, get in here and open this door.
All right. Okay, and I shove the door open.
Okay. And you see in this small room that it is kind of cluttered with some rubble. And you see in the corner a trap door that has a metal bar locking the door into place. And
Well,
once again, you hear, "Father, please."
Is it locked?
or is it a bar that you can just
Yeah,
slide
there's a
open?
there's a metal bar.
Okay, that's right. You said that.
Yeah, that's kind of holding it locked.
The bar can just come off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I unslide
Yeah, it might
the
have
bar.
it has some weight on the side, but yeah, you can.
I unslide the bar.
Okay.
I'll touch Silas.
give him a bardic.
Don't hesitate.
Never do.
And I'll turn around and look at Killian.
Killian, I don't really fully know what you do, but do it well.
And I'll give you a guidance.
You got it. I kind of just wing it.
Let's do this.
Pull open the hatch.
Do I see anything? Just down in from where the hatch is?
You see a set of old wooden stairs that lead down into some sort of dark undercroft. And as you open the door, you notice that the screaming stops.
I will start to descend the stairs, one at a time. My spurs lightly
Okay.
making noise as each step is landed.
I'm gonna let Killian go ahead of me. I want to be in the back.
I have my lever action shouldered and ready. Killian, you got a light?
And I cast a firebolt, and a purple flame kind of emanates from my hand.
With firebolt, do you shoot it at something?
No, I just wanted, just flavor-wise, just thought I could, instead of shooting it, just hold it for light. But I might have something else.
Would shooting it make a little bit of light in the room, though? Kind of like a flare?
Could I aim it at a torch?
Kind of like a flare.
Yeah. Just aim at the ground or the wall.
Yeah, just give us a little flash of, like, so we can see the room, I guess.
Because the suspense, it's like a flash of light.
Silas.
That's actually pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm ready. I'm ready. Anything I see that isn't these two guys with my gun, I'm ready to fire at once I see
I'll
his streak
be
of light go out.
as this is happening. I will be getting out my hooded lantern and starting to light it. But it doesn't light before
gonna say, I'm pretty
Killian.
sure
Before Killian does what he does, because that's super
I wanna-
creepy.
I know, it's so creepy.
I love the suspense of it. I have a hooded lantern, Tyson, but I don't. I would have to bring out a revolver to use it, and I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm not lighting it.
Okay. So as this flash of light kind of shoots through this dark room, you see that the walls are made of this damp clay with rotting wooden pillars jetting up, holding up this church. You can see a light flicker coming from behind you. And you see as this almost flare kind of shoots through these pillars, shadows dance on the walls as if they're people. And then you see, walking out of the corner, you first see these red eyes. The light reflects back to you. And you see this young boy with long, scraggly hair, worn in tattered clothes. You see around his neck is what appears to be blood stains. And he steps forward and he says, "I can smell your blood." And that's where we're going to end this session.
Oh my gosh, why?
And as the streak goes dark, you just see the flash of the gun, and then that's it. I'm just kidding.
That was pure
Yep.
nightmare fuel.
That is awesome.
Thank you for that.
That was
I
so
am not
good.
going to sleep tonight. If you don't think you're going to go to sleep tonight because of this episode, subscribe and like this video.
Yeah, let
And
us
if you
know.
do think you are gonna fall asleep, still subscribe.
Also do that as well.
Yes, because we like people who sleep and who don't sleep. All are welcome.
Don't
here.
discriminate.
Thank you, Tyson. That was a great session.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. And you can follow us on our socials below if you want to get more of what we do. Also, if you want to support us, follow us on Patreon under PG-DND. And we're very excited to continue this story. And we will catch you next time. And as always, we love you.
Bye-bye.
So long.